Kia ora koutou. This video here will go into a planning template to plan for the 8 to 10 week term period and a longitudinal student agency unit. So this one here is one that I've done up for Camberley School as a template, and with Camberley School we're trying to enable student agency, knowledge and development of digital fluency, which they use in Chromebooks, and also looking at a curriculum redesign, incorporating local curriculum redesign. So I've gone into some Camberley stories and done some research. Beautiful one here of Te Raea and Te Raupare. Gone into some Google Maps to have a look at some of the street names in which we're going to pull out and learn about the beautiful manu of Camberley. I've gone into some other research and pipiha in and around our iwi, and done some more knowledge gathering, some links from websites that I can help share with students, and then we can break down some literacy, some vocabulary, and pull out all that valuable learning. And if I go back to this is a student speak design of how to redesign the curriculum and enable student agency. So for example, in this section here, a student can read, and so can a teacher, the statement: I have completed one study project of one street name, manu, in our Camberley community by the end of the term, and created one presentation in the style of my choice. And with this part here, I would want by the end of the term, my lowest student in terms of learning and ability so far to complete one awesome manu presentation to then present to our class, our kura, and show that connection and identity with our local area and community. For your middle achieving students in that sort of middle part of your class, in terms of ability, they might produce two street names or two manu in and around the community and have more depth of learning, because they can get to a deeper understanding and showing of their learning. And the same here with your higher achieving students by completing 3 bird studies. And so I've just ordered this one, so I want every student, my lowest to highest, to complete at least one street name. All about the bird, its habitat, and all the rest of the valuable things, but I will develop that a bit further in the Google site. If you have a look up here, each of these areas here will have a screencast of myself explaining to the students. So be like, kia ora students, welcome to our local curriculum unit, for example. We've got 3 sections here of ngā manu of our community, pūrākau stories of our local community, and then pūrākau stories of our local iwi and region. And you give yourself like a little overview. Each of these sections here will be another screencast of myself explaining this section here well. So any which time your students need to find, what were we doing, what's our end outcome, what are we trying to achieve by the end of the term, they can click here and get your screencast information, so you never have to repeat that instruction again. With the criteria I've chosen here, this is just simple language. You can change this to whatever you would like to. I just put in achieved merit and excellence for the learning task, nothing else. So well done, you've completed one street name here in manu, you get an achieved for the learning task. You complete 2, you get an achieved and a merit in the learning task, and if you complete 3, that'll tick 3 boxes, achieve merit, and you've got an excellence for the learning task of ngā manu of our community. I've done up a second and a third one here, so for our students to achieve by the end of the term, top end to bottom end students, and incorporating local curriculum redesign. I've completed the study project of Te Raea and Te Raupare and digitized a presentation of my choice to show our community. So it starts going a little bit wider in terms of impact. And if they finish that part there by the end of the term, they'll get an achieved for the learning task. If they go into the second task here, I've inquired and researched into other local community stories and have completed a learning presentation to present to our community. I would hope even our bottom students to our middle end of students would get to this part to get merits in the learning task. And then for your top end students by the end of the term, would have completed all three and up to completing the third one. I have completed a special inquiry project of my choice in and around pūrākau or stories in our local area. They've completed a presentation to present to our community. And that presentation can be shared via Facebook, email, the community can come into the school and a whole different range that suits your school. Another template here to go a little bit wider in our local curriculum redesign. I've completed a study project of our local iwi, pūrākau or story of Kahununu, and created a presentation to show the wider community of Hawke's Bay. And if they finish that by the end of the term, achieved in the learning task. If they get up to the second one, I've completed a visual presentation of Ngāti Kahununu and the story with another student. So a bit of collaboration as well. They complete that task, merits. And last but not least, the third part here in which you want your middle to top end students to strive for by the end of the term. I have retraced my connections to Kahununu of where I live, so you can be of any ethnicity within Kahununu, and my other connections in and around Hawke's Bay, New Zealand and beyond. So if you're a wonderful student from different countries, different places, different iwi, you're all appreciated and finding that awesome identity and connection for our students and where they come from. So this template here I'll make available on the website, so you can click on it and make a copy, and you can just chop and change and add to, adapt to your local area and helping your local curriculum redesign and also your student agency. Yeah, so this is the first big part in and around the curriculum redesign, local curriculum integration and redesign, but first having the knowledge of the Google applications and tools like Screencastify and the Google Apps. If you get stuck on this video, please rewind, go back to another section. I'll make this template available and I hope this video helps. Kia ora staff, kia ora teachers, ngā mihi.